Oh, what's happened to this free, fast attacking football that we had at Stoke City towards the end of last season? Where's it gone? And most importantly, what is Stoke City's identity? Well, to help us answer that, we've got Liam back from holiday on Where Potters Walk. Welcome. Welcome, Liam. Back fresh from America. How was your trip?
Very good. Very hot, very expensive, but very good.
And here you are back to review Stoke City 1, West Brom 2. What happened to the old you always beat West Brom adage? That seems to have lost that since Pulis has gone.
Yeah, I think we used to beat West Brom's a song now.
All right, joking aside, we're going to talk this week about Stoke City identity. Is there one? We're also going to talk about Koumas as well, who seems to be the only player at the moment coming out with any kind of credit for the Potters, and transfers as well. Big week for Stoke City. This, of course, as of course we also preview the next game as Steven Schumacher takes his team back to his old side, Plymouth, which we'll have a chat about in a second. But let's get straight into that West Brom game. Liam, where did it all go wrong?
I think watching it, it was just a very well drilled West Brom team who all knew the jobs, knew the positions well against a Stoke team that seemed to be a bit disjointed. For some reason, Schumacher changed his formation. I don't know why. He had success playing 4-3-3 at the end of last season. I did say to you that we end the seasons well. Everyone gets excited, and then for some reason, Stoke have got a habit of getting managers in that when they get beat, they chuck everything out and start again. So West Brom were a decent side. I know a lot of Stoke fans were saying they weren't the best, but I thought they were well drilled and organised. But we just look very disjointed at the minute.
You can understand though why people are questioning, saying we don't have an identity. When we go a goal down, most sides you see have a response. Changes will be made. It doesn't seem as if that it's not all the manager either. It's just either some of these players don't care enough, or they don't put the tackles in, or they shy out of 50-50-50s. It's hard for me to ask you what you put this down to, but what needs to change here? Seems to ask you the same every other week.
Yeah, I think at the minute the main thing is getting a key players back in. Beja and Ho come back. It's his first start from injury since pre-season, so you could tell he looked rusty. He dropped Walter Berger, who, as I've been told, I've only seen part games while on holiday, but I've been told he's dropped right off it. For me, Walter Berger having a 5 out of 10 is still twice a player of Jordan Thompson having an 8 out of 10 game. We're still starting with Jordan Thompson and Josh Laron in midfield. I don't know how many seasons we need to keep doing the same thing and realising it's not working. And then there's still a lot of inexperience in the squad. Junior Shamadou is 19. It's his first season. He's gained a bit of stick. He has been poor, but it can be expected. And then some of the players, Millie Manoff was off it. He didn't have a very good game, and it was just. I'm hoping that when we've got a full squad, because we've got Boss and Lewal, who we signed, the defensive midfielder to come in. Ryan Myers just come back from injury. Juno's going to be playing more. So hopefully, just get the full squad back together.
Yeah, I liked one before we get on to some of the tweets. I did like one of your tweets actually, which was that only Stoke City can sign the goalkeeper, which is rated by the whole of the Championship, and then he's as poor as he has been. Obviously, I haven't seen all the games. I keep abreast as much as possible. But what's been happening with the big thing?
I don't know if it's Stoke aren't exactly massively expansive football team compared to Rotherham, but they are more expansive. I don't know if it's a case of we're more open and he has more to kind of position himself for. He's when he comes out for the ball, he seems to be hesitant whether to or not. Out of position quite a bit on a couple of crosses. He's also, with Stoke, involved in the game a lot more. He gets the ball to his feet a lot more than I imagine he does at Rotherham and tries to pass it out. He looks a bit shaky, which I wasn't expecting. And I don't know if he's just a bit of a stat padder, that he's had so many shots at him at Rotherham that it's hard to make him look bad, like he's going to get a certain amount of saves. So we'll see. I'm not going to throw him out or anything, but he's looked very shaky.
I saw some Stoke fans when I think Blackburn are interested in getting Travers back from Bournemouth, and some Stoke fans were going, no, we'll have him.
He was good.
It was good for you, wasn't it? Actually, Bournemouth wrecked your season, I remember, didn't it, when they recalled him from loan last year. All right, here's some of the other bits from social media for the last couple of days following West Brom's win. Chris Deakin, thanks for this. Chris says, poor defending again. The system is not working. Come back to that one in a second. The midfield is non-existent and not supporting the fullbacks, leaving them exposed. Players and manager completely lost their heads in the second half, which is your reference already. And the second half substitutions are incomprehensible, leaving most players playing out of position. Pretty damning. This one from Chris. Is there anything in there you can disagree with, though, Liam?
Not particularly. I mean, the midfield was so compact. Nobody in the midfield really had a good game for either team. They won the battles there. That was the key thing. It left the wings being the key point of attacking and defending, and they just absolutely battered us. Fallows for West Brom had Gooch and Bocat completely on toast for the entire first half. So, and the second half subs, it's hard, isn't it? Because you're pushing to win the game. So I know a lot of Stoke fans weren't happy that they took Koumas from out of the striker role and put him off on left wing to put Mai in, but I think it was just trying to get more attackers on to get it. But yeah, the system did seem odd. We started with a back five that was kind of a 4, that was sometimes a 3. It was a bit disjointed, like I say.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why the word identity keeps coming up again. What are we? Junior, I find it always difficult to slate young players, especially if they're just finding their feet. But this was just a sample of a handful saying Junior's not good enough for this level. He's not up to scratch. Where do you stand on that, Liam? I mean, you've already hinted at it.
Yeah, like you say, it's hard. He's 19. He came from League Two. He played a bit part last year, but did get quite a significant injury. So it's his first go. I was tweeting in the transfer window before the season started saying he's fine as an in and out right back. If you've got another guy who's probably a bit better or a bit more experienced, you can swap him in and out. That would make more sense. Now we've got Junior, and if he's not up to it, we've got Lyndon Gooch to play there. And if Gooch has to play there, that's your attacking options completely out the window down that side, because he relies quite a lot on his fullbacks. Now Junior doesn't seem to know whether to stay or go. He was poor on the ball. He gets dragged inside quite a lot. So it's hard for him. He's going to have to learn quick.
Okay. And then we've seen this again and again and again. Never play Gooch on the wing ever again. But yeah, he's not. That's fellows.
He's not a winger. Yeah, I think he's just filling in for now. When everyone's back, hopefully we should be better.
On the positive, Koumas looks the real deal. Get Bayout on that left alongside Koumas. Manov. 2 holding midfielders, Berg and Laura, and Moran as a 10, and we're going to cause serious problems.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Completely agree with that. Like I say, Berger.
Will he do it? Will he do it though? When everyone's fit?
Will he do it? I don't know. I still think we're in for a striker, so I'm not sure how that's going to plan out. It's hard to ask for an 18-year-old to keep doing that week in, week out, no matter how good he is. So we'll have to see. But yeah, Bejano played number 10. I prefer him on the left wing. I think he got crowded out. But I can definitely see his position being number 10 by the end of the season. So pretty much bob on, yeah, that is.
Okay. And Steve says, in relation to Koumas, who's the only Stoke player to impress, so stop stressing over buying a striker because we won't find a better one right now. Berger's got 2 goals from crosses from our left. We need Stevens back because he does know how to defend, and we need a right back. So let's also give Baker a chance. Anything in there that you disagree with?
I give Gooch and Bocat quite a lot of stick, but I also think Fallows for West Brom was fantastic the first half. When I see Stoke players getting down the wing, it's kind of just a fizzed ball across and hope. Both goals he's picked out a man. That was the difference. I wouldn't give Lewis Baker a chance personally. I've been having a few not arguments, but discussions on Twitter. I'd get rid of him personally. he doesn't offer enough. He offers goals now and again, but overall, he doesn't offer enough. Same with Josh Laurent and Jordan Thompson. I'd sell them all, but.
All right, then let's preview then the next game as Stoke make the long trip down south to Plymouth. It's a place Steven Schumacher knows very well. Welcome, Carl, to the Stoke view of where Potters walk. We'll come to you in a second. Liam, he has to go for the win here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got to start. He's got to start getting wins in a row. I know we went 6 unbeaten between the back half of last season and the beginning of this half, but Stoke have a tendency of winning 1, losing 4, winning 1, drawing 1, losing 3, and it's got to stop at some point. They've got to get a run together in a block that's not at the end of the season.
1987 was the last time Stoke won in the league at Plymouth. Obviously, there's not been a game there every single year, but this is a terrible, terrible ground for Stoke away. Carl's going to tell us that it's not going to be a very positive trip for you this time, aren't you, Carl? Tell us how Plymouth have improved since we saw them being battered at Sheffield.
They've come a long way from Sheffield. Personally, I think it's all uphill now. From what I've seen, from where he's implementing his style, and now Forshaw's not in the next game, I really think he's going to spice it up a bit. And we got that new striker, Ofafemi, and I think he's going to be a real hit. I just got a good feeling about it.
Some Swansea fans that might have something to say to you about that one. But okay.
Yeah, I thought that.
Yeah, the talking point on this game, of course, is going to be the first return of Schumacher. It's not the first time he's played Plymouth, of course, because he beat you 3-0. I think back when there was the pressure was on the relegation fight at Stoke's ground. But this is the first time he's been back to home park since he left. What I don't need to ask this question, but what sort of reception is he going to get, Carl?
I think it's going to be very hostile from the off. As soon as fans set eyes on each other, I think it's going to be very hostile because 2 teams needing the win. And I think, I don't think he's going to get the reception he's hoping for because obviously of the way we felt it was left. And that's my personal opinion. People will say, "Oh no, we'll be nice in that," but I think the majority will make it very hostile, and it will be a very hostile place to be on Saturday, in my opinion.
So explain that to us then, Carl, because here's a manager who did a good job with you, was going all the right places, was good in the media, was loved in the city, and then got an offer to be closer to his own family for more money. And I think in our own jobs, if we were offered more money to have less travelling to do, we'd take it, wouldn't you? So surely you can't begrudge him going to Stoke.
Well, I always say it's all right in any other job. Yeah, I agree with you, but I feel like most of our fans feel like they've been trying to take our players since. They obviously haven't. That's the impression we've got. And I know his family still live down here, but I just got a feeling most of our fan base are legit, like, respect and everything, but there is a small percentage where they'll say, "Nah, you left us. We don't want anything to do. I know you've done all this and that, but you're gone now, as far as we're concerned."
Okay, Liam, Stoke fans will care not one jot about the reception Schumacher gets, but just talk to us about how impressed you have been with the job he's done so far, given the focus is going to be on him this weekend.
Yeah, for Carl's point of view, I think most of it is tribal, isn't it? That's why, we're starting to get a reputation now with manager stealers in the Championship. Most clubs seem to hate us now. They should like us because every time we nick someone's manager, they go on to better things.
That's right. Sunderland did, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. I've been pretty impressed. At first, if you remember, I was quite nervous. I was happy we got him, and then I was nervous for for quite a few games, couldn't really see his plan. And he kind of regressed from his own plan, got us playing a bit more simple football, and then slowly built on it. I'm not 100% sure about the transfer window we've had so far. I keep saying to Stoke fans, wait till the end to see what we've got. But it seems like we've still got a lot to do to get to that point. But he talks well. You know, sometimes he'll do post-match or pre-match interviews and you kind of think, yeah, I'm with you. You know, you make sense. And then other times, like against West Brom, he come out and he seemed to see a different game than a lot of the fans do, which is probably why he's a professional manager and we just sit there. But there was no accountability from his fault. He thought we were really good, and he keeps saying he's seen the positives, and we're like, yeah, well, there's more negatives than positives at the minute. So why don't you just talk about that a little bit? Yeah. All in all, he's doing an okay job. He's just got to get not even a massive run of wins. If we win, 3 out of the next 5 or something along them lines, it's a completely different spin on it then.
Carl, will you have your plastic snake then ready to wave? And does it make any difference to the players? Do you think they've played under him? Will it give them an extra bit of zest for the players on the pitch, or will that not matter when the whistle blows on Saturday?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, players like Morgan, Hardy, all these like that have come in under him. I think they're going to have a real spring in their step. Say, I want to prove to you why I was brought in. I know you're gone now, but let's show you what I can do. But one thing I want to ask Liam, what is it with Noel Ennis? Because he's left us, gone to Blackburn, and then gone to you, and then rumour has it he's off again.
Yeah, he's a League One player. It's as simple as that. He's not Championship level. We've got a couple of 18-year-old lads who I'd happily see in front of him. He works hard, don't get me wrong, and I've got no bad word to say about him, really. You can just tell he's just not at the level.
Surprising, that.
All right, let's get a score prediction then for you both, please. Carl, you can go first.
I'm going to take a sneaky 1-0 last minute winner.
Liam?
I'm going to go with what normally happens, weirdly, in this situation. We took Gary Rowett from Derby. He beat him twice. We took Nathan Jones from Luton. He only beat us once as a Luton manager from that point on. Alex Neil put 5 past Sunderland in their own yard. Schumacher beat Plymouth 3-0. So I'm going to go for a 3-1 win.
All right. Enjoy the game, Carl. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us. Liam, before we let you go, we have got the business of the transfer window, of course, closing as well this week for Stoke and obviously all the others. What needs to happen in the next 4 days in terms of positions for this to be a good window for Stoke? You've mentioned a striker. Anything else?
Yeah, right back. At least one of a similar level to Shamadou, if not a bit better. I don't want Shamadou chucked to one side, but he's got to work with somebody. We need a right winger because we've only got Manhoof and there's so much pressure on him to produce on that side. And a striker. But we've been linked with Cannon, Stansfield, some guy in Australia. Every striker that's out there we've been linked with. So I can't see us paying the money for Stansfield or Cannon. They want upwards of 6 million for either of them. So I can't see Stoke spending that. As much as they will spend money, I can't see him spending that.
All right, fair enough. And finally then, in the comments, we want to ask you, what's the best deadline day signing that Stoke have ever made, or the worst? Comment below and we'll give you a shout out of that next week. Liam, Arnautovic, I think, was signed very close to deadline day in August. Can you think of any others which have had as big an impact as?
I can't remember if it was deadline day, but it was pretty close, and they could be the best and worst signing at the same time because we signed Crouch and Palacios from Spurs on the same in the same deal. I'm pretty sure it was right near the end of the window, but yeah, that'd be if it was Arnautovic. If it was at the end, then it's in by a country mile.
Yeah, I think if somebody sticks in my mind watching. You used to watch the ticker.
Yeah.
Sean Arnautovic was on his way to Stoke then, 2012, 13, one of them. Somebody will,
good times.
Somebody will correct me in the comments. Right.
The last time we had a good season, that is.
That's right, isn't it? Yeah. Right, thanks for joining us on Where Potters Walk. Comment below what's the best signing that you've ever seen Stoke made in the last couple of windows. Thanks, Liam. We'll see you next week.
Cheers, mate.